Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you?
Donald Trump just gave an insane press conference moments ago where he said that he would not commit to using military force against Greenland or Panama. He also said that he wants to make Canada a state, and he wants to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico. All that coming right up. Let's just get right into it. Here is Donald Trump saying that we're basically being screwed over by our allies, Canada and Mexico.
And we are not treated well, as you know, by Canada. Canada is subsidized to the tune of about $200 billion a year, plus other things. They don't essentially have a military. They have a very small military. They rely on our military. It's all fine, but, you know, they got to pay for that. It's very unfair. I have so many great friends. One of them is the great one, Wayne Gretzky. I said, run for prime minister. You'll win it'll take 2 seconds. But he said, well, am I going to run for prime minister or governor? You tell me. I said, I don't know. Let's make it governor. I like it better.
Yeah, along those same lines, Donald Trump is also saying that he wants to make Canada a state. So a lot of people are thinking that this is just him bloviating. He doesn't mean it. I've talked to friends about it. Friends have been like, Keith, you're a little too in the mud with all this stuff. You're not seeing the force. I'm like, I get it. It sounds insane. I don't think he's saying this just to get attention. I think he means this. I think he wants to make Canada a state. And let's just watch something.
If we were to work under the assumption that you're serious about making Canada the 51st state of the United States, the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada said, under no circumstances will it ever be the 51st state.
Maybe he won't win, but maybe he will. I don't care.
You had suggested.
Listen, I don't care what he says.
But Sir Lopez, you said you were considering military force to acquire Panama and Greenland. Are you also considering military force to annex and acquire Canada?
No, economic force, because Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada. But here's the problem with Canada. So many friends up there. I love the Canadian people. They're great. But we're spending hundreds of billions a year to protect it.
I mean, it's like, what can you even say? What can you even say about this insanity? It's insane. They are their own country. Imagine if Mexico was like, we want to make the United States our country. It's just insane. I really do think he saw what Putin did to Ukraine, continues to do to Ukraine, and he was like, I want to do my own version of that. That made Putin look really strong. All right, so here is Donald Trump saying that he wants to, here it is. He wants to potentially use economic or military force against Greenland or Panama.
Tell us a little bit about what your plan is. Are you going to negotiate a new treaty? Are you going to ask the Canadians to hold a vote? What is the strategy?
Yeah, I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you.
Sorry, but reporters, one, taking this seriously. I know they have to, but it's insane. We have to take this insane man seriously. I cannot believe we have to do this for 4 more years. And 2, bro, are you really asking him for his plan? He doesn't even have a healthcare plan after 10 years of doing this. He's got concepts. Do you think, he probably tweeted this and he was like, oh, that's probably a good idea. And then he's come up with a reason afterwards.
Either of those two. But I can say this. We need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country.
Donald the Dove. Remember Donald the Dove, and the reason why people wanted to vote for him was because he was going to be the one who was going to stop all the wars. Well, he's talking about starting another military conflict. And he was pressed on this further, and he did not let up.
Please.
Back on Greenland. here, but have you directed your staff to take these specific actions to draw plans? And can you elaborate again? You didn't rule out military coercion in
Well, we need Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran. I mean, people have been talking about it for a long time. You have approximately 45,000 people there. People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world. I'm talking about protecting the free world. You look at, you don't even need binoculars. You look outside, you have China ships all over the place. You have Russian ships all over the place. We're not letting that happen. We're not letting it happen. And if
Okay, and then this last clip, he says he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico
really
the Gulf
trouble.
of America.
A lot of trouble.
And then I have Marjorie Taylor Greene responding to this.
Very dangerous place. And we're going to be announcing at a future date pretty soon. We're going to change because we do most of the work there and it's ours. We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name.
Oh my God. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. It's just insane. It's insane. Marjorie Taylor Greene already is responding to this, and I just got this notification, so let's do this. We'll do it live. So here she is. Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's already going to direct her staff to write legislation to officially change the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
January 20th. And I was so fired up watching the press conference today when President Trump said that he's going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, that I directed my leg staff to immediately draft legislation. And we are entering it right now to officially change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And Congress has to do this because we have to fund the name change in maps. We have to fund the name change through all types of, like the military, FAA, et cetera. And it's absolutely the right thing to do. We change post office names all the time up here. You better bet we are absolutely going to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Let's go.
Here's this reaction. Iran war, also along with Greenland war and the Panama Canal war, also the war with Mexico when we blow up cartels. Am I keeping up with all the wars this guy wants to start? Yes. Donald Trump lied to everyone. He lied to everyone. And, man, he's not even in office yet, and it's already bad. But I have nothing positive to say about this. It's just insane. And unfortunately, we have to pay attention to the ramblings of an insane person for at least 4 years. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps sooner. Perhaps McDonald's will do its thing. But until then, we will just have to keep paying attention to it because unfortunately, it does matter. What he says matters. And we have to listen to it because it can have an impact on our lives. Goodbye.